Hello, bridal buzzers, and welcome to week 2 of the Level Up program. I trust that week 1 has been exciting. You have been able to understand your niche, your bridal business identity. You have been able to come up with a really good sales pitch, and of course, you have done a really good competition research of within your location, and you already know who your competitors are and what they're doing and your weaknesses and how you can build up. So now we move on to week 2. Yes, and this week we will be talking about mastering the market and magnetizing your bride. Okay, your success in the industry really doesn't just depend on knowing who you are. It's also about understanding who you're serving and how to connect with your bride deeply and strategically. So it's not just about knowing who you are, your brand, your identity, your voice, knowing your competitors, but it's also about you understanding who you're serving, which is your customer, and how you connect with your customer deeply and strategically to grow and make more sales. So in this week, we will be mastering the market and magnetizing your brand. We'll be learning how you master the bridal market and how you magnetize your bride. We will dive into the heart of your business. So who is your ideal bride and the bridal market? We will uncover what drives her decision, what is she afraid of, what are her dreams, and how you can position yourself, your business, as the answer she has been searching for. Okay, we will also build on that insight and show you how you can craft a seamless client experience. Okay, and you can speak to emotion, language, and of course we will develop your smart sales plan. Okay, so we'll be doing all these in this week. So this week is going to be power packed, and I'm going to need you to put in time and effort to listen to these videos and learn something and go ahead with the activity. Okay, so I've already spoken on what you will expect, the trends and gap in the bridal market. You expect to understand that. You will learn how and understand the psychology of bride and how to use it to your advantage. You will also develop your customer avatar. Your customer avatar is who you are serving. That is sales convertible at any day and any time. And we will craft your strategic sales plan that is aligned with your vision, your value, everything you discovered in week 1. So let's jump right into it. First is understanding the bridal market landscape. So to truly master the bridal industry, you must first understand where you are right now. And as a bridal CEO, you must understand the broader markets and how to position your business for long-term success, for long-term live on. Okay, and to do this includes staying ahead of trends, analyzing the bridal market's current state, locating and being able to identify the hidden opportunities, knowing your competitor, which of course you have already done in week 1, and how you're able to identify the untapped opportunities that are within your niche. So let's understand the bridal market, the bridal industry size in the seasonal circles. Now, the bridal industry is very large. Like I said, it's in week 1, it's a huge cake. Okay, it's a big industry, but it's also very seasonal. Okay, because it has its engagement peaks. So the first thing you need to understand about your bridal market landscape, especially the location that you're in, is being able to know the engagement peaks, know the booking seasons, when are brides when is their rush period, Okay, what time of the year do you get more brides getting married, or do you have more marriages? What time of the year do brides start booking their dresses? How is the preparation in your country? Do brides often wait for last minute, or you have a lot of them that try to do things way ahead of time? I've had brides who had the weddings in December coming to start asking about dresses in February, March. Okay, so you need to understand your season and the cycles. Okay, what's the on and off seasons for booking in your area, in your location? What's the on season? What's the off season of booking? What kind of weddings are you seeing happening around you during this time of the year or during this year? Do you have more indoor weddings or do you have more outdoor weddings? Because this will also inform the choice of dresses that you should have in your store. Because you know, obviously, there are some designs and styles of dresses that are not so good for outdoor weddings. So, if the trend in your location right now is more of outdoor weddings, and you have been able to discover that, then you, of course, you should be going for the kind of dresses that brides will want to wear for these type of weddings. Okay, so that's about knowing the trends. What type of dresses are people going for? Is it ball dress? Is it a simple plain dress? Is it mermaid dress? Is it are they going for satin dresses, or are they going for the embroideries, the beads, the glitters and the gum? Okay, what are they going for? Then you will also be looking at key players in competition. Now, what are the major industry players within your location? What are the emerging businesses within your location? How are your competitors positioning themselves within your location? And then after you have identified that, you go on to look at unmet needs and opportunities. You would be able, or you should be able, to discover the gaps in the market where you are. What are some underserved niches? That is, what are some niches in the bridal market that brides are actually looking for but are hard to find? You would only do this if you understand your bridal market landscape. Okay, what are some potential areas of creativity, of innovation, and business expansion within your location or within your niche? What are some potential services that you could add that would give you a step ahead of others within your location? Okay, then you go now to analyze the market size and your current trends, and to do this you need to check out the latest shifts in the bridal preferences. I already spoke about that. Okay, the overall market valuation, growth, and projections. What is trending in your area at the moment? What sort of gowns are brides going for? What sort of accessories? Okay, are brides still wearing crown, or they're doing more tiaras? Are brides still using gloves, or they're going without gloves? They're going for those dresses that or that look like they have gloves embedded in them. Are brides still going for glitters, glam, or they're going plain and simple? What sort of brides do you attract more? Do you attract more minimalist brides, or do you attract more glitz and glamour brides? Okay, so those are the current trends and market sizes that you should be looking at. Then you would, of course, examine the broader economic conditions. Okay, for your business to succeed, you need to do an analysis and understand the economic conditions in your country. What is it like with importation for wedding dresses, for accessories? What is the economy like? Is it possible that brides right now, with the present economy in your country, will be able to pay this amount of money for your package, for your dress, or for your service? Okay, so you need to look at the economic situation in your country, the conditions, and then the trends, and see how it impacts the brides, how it impacts your customers, how it impacts their decision, how it impacts their spending habits It's very important. You cannot understand the bridal market landscape without understanding the economy, because that informs your choice, that informs your packaging, that informs your service. Okay, so you need to do that. Very important. So let's go to what I call bride psychology 101. What are the various types of brides? Believe you me, every bride that walks into your store or that hits you up on Instagram or Facebook belongs to one of these groups. The first one is the traditional or emotional bride. Now, these types of bride value heritage and modern trends. They are always looking for designs that are significant to the family. So you could have a bride walk in and say, "Oh, okay, I need a simple satin dress, something like the one my mom used the last time, and then they will bring you something traditional, something modern, but they always have some values attached to their choice of dresses. They always have some values attached to their choice dresses. So they're constantly looking for something that maybe has some link to the family, to their tradition. In my family we go simple, so I'll go for a simple dress. Okay. Then we have the budget savvy bride. Okay, these types of bride, they prioritize value and cost control. So they could be in for a traditional dress or a service, but they're budget savvy, which means they are high on budget. Okay, they have a budget and they want to stick to their budget. They're strict with the budget. There's some brides that could walk in and they actually budgeted $100 maybe for a dress, and then by the time they go through your store and they see something that within 150 or 175, they'll be like, okay, I mean, no problem, it's just a little bit over than my budget, but I think I can still spare that and go for it. But there are some brides who will walk in and say, "Hey, that's over my budget. Sorry, even though I like the dress, but I can't because it's way above my budget." So those are the budget savvy bride. Then number 3, you have the luxury and high fashion bride. Now these are the kind of brides that we all want, right? The glitz, the glamour, they want unique designs, okay, or they want unique services. They're here for the glitz, for the glamour. They want it large, they want it big. They are not so much concerned. Some of them may be concerned with the price, but they are able to come to a compromise between their budget and your price. While some just don't care. They're like, bring it on, bring it on. Because right now, I go high, or I just go home. Okay, so they seek uniqueness. They're always looking for personalized experiences. They want to be pampered. They want to be cared for. They want you to give them the attention. Those are luxury and high fashion brides. Then you have the indecisive brides. Now, they could be indecisive due to a number of reasons, such as not knowing exactly what she wants or influenced by family and friends. So the bride walks into your store or your office to book your service, and she's like, I think I want this. No, I don't want this. And then she has a couple of friends or a family that are behind her, telling her, no, don't take this. No, do this. Oh, this is too much. This is expensive. You can't do that. I know, even if you have the money, you can spend that amount of money on that. Blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, oh, okay, what you said makes sense. And then before you know it, you've lost that bride. That is an indecisive bride. She doesn't actually know what she wants. Okay? She's just there going with the wind. Whatever people say, that's it. She goes with it. But there's nothing you can do with that. Those are the 4 types of brides. So now let's go to with these 4 types of bride, let's look at their behaviors, which is the decision-making behaviors. Now, how do brides choose their vendors? What's the cycle they go through before they finally decide that I want to stick with you? First, they carry out a research phase. Now, that research phase is what I call window shopping. Okay, so they'll be browsing online, looking at reviews, testimonials. They are on blogs. They are on different social media websites. They are browsing. They are making stops, visiting stores, going from town to town, from one store to another store, from one big market to another big market to another small market. That we call it window shopping, but it's actually for them their research phase. What they're doing is checking out prices, checking out their options, checking out what they can get and what they can get. Now they move from that phase to a consultation phase, and that is where you have personal meetings that shape trust and rapport. So when they have moved from that phase, they now decide to come to maybe your store, and then they say, okay, I want to have this, I want to have this, I want this service, or I want this product. And then you now have to sit with them. Now when you sit with them, your duty during this consultation phase is to shape the trust, make them trust you, make them see why you should be their bridal vendor, and create the rapport. Okay, now after you have said all that, what makes you different, what makes you unique, why they should choose your service, why they should choose this dress, then they say, okay, I will get back to you. They leave and they go. Now when they go home, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to start evaluating and comparing their offers. Okay, they go to the evaluation phase. So that is when they pick store A price, store B price, store C price, and they begin to compare offers. They begin to compare packages. They begin to compare, what is this person weakness over this, why is this dress better than this, what is this price better than this. They begin to compare quality and style. That is an evaluation phase, and so they go through that phase until they land on the fourth stage, which is their final decision. Now, driven by emotional connection and confidence that they may have built from any of the vendors that they have visited during their research and consultation phase, they now decide to stick with someone. They now decide to stick with someone. Okay, I always tell people that brides, if you see a bride just walk into your store and says, I want this, and then she goes through it and then she books immediately, she has actually done her research. Trust me, your store was not the first she walked in and booked. She has gone to several places. She has browsed the internet, and she probably didn't see what she loved. And then she came to your store and she saw something and she's like, okay, wow, this is it. And I'm paying for it. And I'm booking this, or I'm booking this woman's service. Okay? She has gone through these stages. So she didn't just wake up and just walk in. No. She was probably following you on social media, following your posts, following all you've been posting. All she has done, visited other stores, and then she came to your store now, and then she saw that your price is the best. So she doesn't want to waste time. She just decides to book. So now let's look at the emotional triggers. What truly motivates brides' purchases? What triggers them to purchase, to buy? The bridal shopping experience is a journey. Now, it's different from the regular retail shopping. It's different from me hanging out, waking up one morning and saying, I'm going to get a bag, I'm going to get a shoe. For weddings, it's an experience. It's a journey. And for brides, it's a very emotional and personal journey. Very personal at this moment and very emotional. Okay, so you need to get that first, that they are on a journey. Yeah, so self-expression, showcasing individuality through style choices is one thing that motivates the brides to purchase. Okay, being able to showcase the different style you have, the choices, and why or what makes that style or that service of yours unique or different. Okay, so when that's why I in week 1 we said, who are you? Discover your brand identity in your niche. What makes you stand out? Because when you do that, it becomes expressive. When you are speaking to a bride, you are able to help her identify her individuality and what makes this particular service or this particular dress the best for her. Okay, you are able to figure that out. All right, so that self-expression, that thing that, like, okay, I can relate, I think I know better, I think it's better, I think that's me, I see myself. That's one thing that makes them go on. Then the fear of missing out. It also triggers them to book or pay for your service. Okay, they don't want to miss out on that offer. They don't want to miss out on that luxury dress. They don't want to miss out on the first that they will probably be the first to wear that dress for a rental price. So the fear of missing out is also one trigger that motivates bride to purchase. So to do that, you have to drive and seize the perfect timely opportunity. You have to you have to be very good with timing and be able to struck it and say, hey, you don't want to miss out on this deal. Get it now. Okay, and for some it is love and commitment. Now they desire memorable and meaningful moments. I mean, they've been imagining themselves walking this luxury ball gown, and then all of a sudden they walk into your store and they see it. They're like, oh, this has been my dream, so I'm getting it. So it is that love and commitment for a memorable moment that motivates them to want to purchase. It also has to do with family, okay, creating joy and harmony for loved ones. So they come with their mom and their mom is like, oh, this dress is so beautiful, I love it, you look like my baby girl in it, you know. And they're like, okay, I'll take this, my mom loves it, so I'll take it, I want to make her happy. This is the best I can do for her. You get that? So for that bride, that is what motivated her. So they all have different triggers, emotional triggers that motivates them to buy. So you need to be able to discover the brides that walk into your store, what motivates them the more. Okay, so we have talked more about the bridal psychology and understanding the landscape and all that. Now we want to create your customer avatar. We want to talk about creating our high-impact customer avatar. A customer avatar is your ideal bride's profile. It's a profile of your ideal bride. Okay, now understanding your ideal bride is foundational for every successful bridal business and for every business, not just a bridal business. Any business you're thinking about, you should have your ideal profile, which is your customer avatar, a profile of the kind of customer that you want. A customer avatar is more than just a demographic. It's a deep dive into the person you aim to serve. It's a deep dive into the person's behavior and everything about that person, allowing you to tailor your entire strategy and everything you do for maximum impact. So, what are the elements of your ideal bride's profile or your customer avatar? Number one is age, location, and income. What is the age range of your customer, your ideal customer? What is the location of that customer that you want? What is the income like? At the mid-level, at the high level? Okay, what lifestyle and values? What pages do they go on? What's their social media lifestyle? What are their values? What are their wedding style preferences? Okay, what kind of wedding do they prefer? Do they go for glitz glam? Do they go for regular? Do they go for on a budget? What type, like we discussed earlier, the types of bride. Now, which one of those categories do your bride or your ideal customer fall within? Okay, what are her shopping and decision habits? Is she a one-time shop and get, or is she the part that will have to go before she decides? Okay, what are her pain points? What is the challenges, and what is her buying trigger? Okay, now why do you need a customer avatar? Because it will help to make your marketing effort precisely and straight to the point. You can only speak to the kind of customer you want to attract if you have developed an avatar of that customer, if you have their profile, because it is that profile that you will be speaking to. You know the fact where you put out a post and the bride will be like, this is me right here. This lady is talking to me. I need to visit her store. I need to call her. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Being able to pinpoint right away. Being able to pinpoint and say, okay. This is where we are. This is me. Okay, the marketing efforts precisely. Then it also enhances communication and effectiveness. Okay, it allows you to communicate directly, to speak to her directly. It improves the product and your service alignment. Okay, so let's look at an example of a customer avatar. All right, creating a high impact customer avatar. Right. So understanding your ideal bride's profile is crucial for your targeted marketing and service delivery. It's very important. So if you have been doing business and you have not developed your customer avatar, now this is where you need to also get serious and be able to develop your customer avatar. 1, what is the age and location? So for example, here is an example. So my bride name is, for example, Tracy. Tracy is between the age 28 to 25. She lives in the urban or suburban area, and she has income between mid to high level income. Her lifestyle and values are: she values authenticity, sustainability. She enjoys thoughtful planning and meaningful connections. Okay, she seeks classic and unique personal touches. Okay, she prefers intimate and heartfelt ceremonies over the large and flashy events. So she's a minimalist type. Okay, she or shopping and decision habits are: she conducts extensive online research. So she's on Instagram, she's on Pinterest, she's on wedding blogs, and she values personalized consultation. And yes, she also trusts recommendations from close friends and family. Her decision is a blend of emotional connection and practical value. What are her pain points and challenges? She's overwhelmed. Too many choices. Too many bridal stores all around. Okay? She fears a cookie cutter wedding. She's struggling with balancing family expectation and her personal vision. What are her buying triggers? She responds to vendors who offer clear communication, transparent pricing, who have been able to establish genuine connection, who have customizable options that tell her unique story. Okay, so she's very big on testimonials. So she wants to know who has patronized you. Okay, so that is an example of a high impact customer avatar, and you can do this by asking a few questions, or just able to understand the kind of brides that have walked into your store over a period of time. Now, yours may not be as detailed as this, but you should be able to answer the key elements, these elements in your customer profile, in your avatar. You should be able to give me the age, a location, income, the lifestyle, the kind of lifestyle. What kind of pages do you think the bride that you want would be visiting? What kind of wedding style do you think the bride that you want as a client would love? What kind of shopping habits does she have? What are her challenges? What are the buying triggers? Okay, you should be able to identify these things. Okay, so go through this and see how best. Of course, you're going to have an activity on this. So come back in the second video and we will continue with the conversation.